All right, everybody, welcome back to the Michelle and Tony show. This is episode 28. On our last episode, we basically talked about the gender equality shit, how society basically told us that men and women are equal, and we explained to it how it's not equal. So if you have not listened to that episode, I advise you really need to hear it. So for this episode, Tony and I are going to be answering the question, what is the hardest part of the journey? So you understand, because in this journey of trying to become a better version of yourself, in this journey of trying to chase success, in this journey of trying to achieve so many great things in this life, you're basically once in a while you ask yourself, how, like, what is the most, or what's the hardest part of the journey, and how do I overcome it, right? All right, so let's hear from Tony first of all. What do you think the hardest part of the journey is?
Well, when you first told me about the topic, I actually thought that we were talking about like the hardest part of the journey concerning our podcast. But like, okay, now you brought in it about okay, life and
Yes, like
now,
basically everything. Yeah.
yeah. So I think the hardest part of the journey for me personally, I won't speak for everybody, but I think for me, the hardest part of the journey was basically starting, right?
Okay.
Starting like you might know everything that you need to know in that field, right? You might be skilled in like the knowledge, you might be up to date with everything, you might know
Yeah.
the ins and out of that skill, right? Or like that skill is like everything, or you have that genius idea, right? But like
Yeah.
starting in like or you might have that brand idea, everything have been formulated out, but then starting is like always like it has always been and it will continue to always be the biggest issue. You might just think,
Yeah.
oh, starting is like just start now. But like to be fair, it's not just about starting. It's about like this is you fully having to commit yourself to that project, right? You
Yeah.
having to like focus on that one thing and push yourself through it. You know that you're going to have to sacrifice everything throughout the journey. So that would be like racing to your head when you're just about to start. Just like you have to be thinking about it, and once you think about it, it's going to be like this fright that you will have,
Yeah.
or this like fear that you will have starting,
Yeah.
because you don't think that, oh, I can be able to overcome those
Yeah.
problems.
Because
Those
the thinking part, the part where you get to see the whole thing, yeah, that part is
Yeah,
basically kind of sweet. There's this joy it gives.
yeah,
Right. But the starting part usually scares
yeah,
people.
because
Yeah.
then that's like it's like the idea, like what you can achieve is like the initial reason why you want to start. But then when you now want to start, then it's not like the problems, the downsides to that like plan will just basically be flashing. That'll just be like, yeah, and then it not be the hindrance to why you not start early or why you don't start at all.
Yeah.
So is it has always been the hardest part of every project, every journey, every like what's it called, every business. And I think,
Everything.
yeah, if you're able to overcome starting, like, bro, the sky is the fucking limit, bro.
Yeah. You know what the thing about starting is? I think the problem is, like, when you have this thing in your head, right? It's
Mhm.
very very big,
Yeah,
it's very sharp, it's very sweet. There's this feeling, there's this exotic feeling of just basically getting to see what you want to achieve in your head, right? Then I think the problem is that people tend to think that the first thing you do in real life and what that thing looks like in your head should be the same. So you grab.
yes,
So like it's basically them crumbling under the weight of their own vision.
yeah,
Understand? But that thing you're seeing is, there's a road to it. So you grab. Like I think that starting is, if you can just have the mindset of, you don't even need to do anything flashy to start.
yeah,
So you understand? Like you can start something as small as getting ChatGPT to design the logo or the image or whatever,
yeah,
and then going to a shop and printing it and pasting it in your wall. That thing is also starting.
okay,
Sure, you grab. Like I don't think that, because it's people that tend to think that like their first move has to be as flashy as whatever they have in their head. So you understand? But if you can overcome that thing that, like, you think, like, there's the saying that goes, start small, think big. The person that made that code is not stupid. So you understand? You start small, but you also think big. I see some people, they start small, they think small, but
yeah,
in as much as you're going to think big, always realize that starting, right, shouldn't be as big as whatever is in your head.
Yeah.
Understand? So thank you for that very wonderful suggestion. So now over to me. All right. For me, the hardest part of this journey, the hardest part of like everything is is in like those moments where uncertainty will creep in and be like, what if this shit doesn't work out? Like, it sounds funny, but like, what if at the end of the day, like, this shit doesn't even work out? What if at the end of the day, because guy, I don't know, like the thing has happened to me many times. You understand? It has happened to me like more times than I can count. Like, it's not even always there. It just tends to creep in when, should I say, you're not fully guarded. Let's say your guard is down. It's just the thought will just creep in. Like, what if this shit doesn't work out? Because at the end of the day, you have never done it, number one, so you don't know if it will work out. Then the so-called people that you're like, looking at, the Homozis and the Belmas and the Gajis of this generation. Like, you'll be looking at them, but like at the end of the day, you don't know exactly every step they took. Maybe what they're just showing you online is what they want you to know. That is the thing about social media. Everybody shows you what they want you to see. So you understand?
Well, not everything you need to know, but
Yeah,
like what they
yeah.
want you
They
to
just
see.
what they just want you to see.
Yeah.
They give you the reality they want you to believe.
Yeah.
Understand? So for me, that is the hardest part of the journey. Whether this thing will actually, work out. That's why sometimes some of the things that I've wanted the most, in as much as I've wanted big success, I also want like small success. Just small.
Yeah.
Like I remember a video when Alex Omozi was saying that the richest he has ever felt was when he made his first $100,000. Alex Omozi is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But the richest he has ever felt, even after selling his company for $46 million, after making $1 million deals and all this, the richest he has ever felt was when he made his first $100,000. And I think it's basically that thing about just I think you just need small amount of success. Like, and
Yeah.
it's like you not be thinking to yourself like you want to stop, but the only thing you need is just small success. In as much as yes, you're thinking very big, all you just need is just a drop of success. Like just a drop of success. Something like 10k subscribers, or your business model hits, or your business basically hits maybe how many thousand naira. Like I'm not even talking about millions, just something anyhow, just small success.
Yeah, like it's like that initial, like it's the initial, like there's this thing like analogy that I want to give. I feel like it's like the best analogy that you could
Yeah.
give. When a plane takes off, the point where the plane leaves the ground is the most important. Like
Yeah.
that's like the part where everybody knows because it's now in the sky,
Yeah.
but nobody like really acknowledges the fact that oh now you are now going 5,000, 6,000 feet.
Over there.
It was the one what you the what amazed you was the plane left the ground.
Yeah, but like
Maybe
you see a plane in the air, you not be like,
like, yeah, it's like the plane was when the plane was like maybe around that 500 feet. Just like you
Yeah.
were like, yes, this is the plane. I just left the ground. You were amazed, but then to get to a point where the plane will obviously go higher, and then it is not going to be as you're not going to be as baffled as being 5,000 or 6,000 feet. It was
Yeah,
that part where
it was
the
taking
plane
off.
like he left the ground. Yeah, so it's that like thing that you said is the first time you make this like it's not big,
It's not
but like
massive success, just
that small success is what would like you've never made it before. Then you eventually make that small success.
Yeah.
So that's going to be where you're at your happiest. It basically makes you now think that
It's
that your
possible.
future is
Yeah.
like achievable. Like yeah,
Even Myron Golden said it. Myron Golden said that when he said it, I didn't understand it. When Alex Omozi said the richest he has ever felt is 100k, I didn't understand it. Myron Golden said everybody needs small success
yes,
so that you know that big success is possible. Like, and now self I haven't even hit any type of success. I was like, and in as much as I'm wishing that I can just hit that small success, there's the only thing I can do is just basically keep on moving. And I'll just tell anybody that is facing that uncertainty of what if it works out, what if it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
Sometimes ask yourself, what if it works out? Yeah, just always focus, because what you focus on expands. You understand? What you
yeah,
focus on expands.
Like what you exert more pressure on, like it just can't. It's like a rubber band. If you go to exert more pressure on the rubber band, then it's going to definitely expand.
Yeah. So what you focus on? If you focus on what if this shit actually works out, like just sometimes just you always say, like, what if this thing works out? That is how you should be thinking. You understand? There's a story of Haggai. Myron Golden was saying so. He said that he was teaching this thing that what you focus on expands. He said that Haggai was crying about her bottle of water pouring away. You know, Haggai was Sarah's maid that she told to sleep with Abraham because she couldn't give birth. Then eventually, when she gave birth, she casted Haggai away.
And her son.
Yeah. So I think Haggai was alone in the desert, something like that.
Okay.
Her bottle of water poured away.
Oh yeah.
And she was crying. Then the angel of the Lord spoke to her and was basically like, "Why are you crying? Can't you see the well of water in your front?" Like, it was more like they dug a well and they put water. It was not God that dug. It was that she was so focused on the bottle of water that she couldn't see an entire well of water in her front.
Wow.
Like, it basically clouded her mind. Oh my God, this bottle of water has poured away. And it happens a lot. If somebody lose a particular amount of money and they can't see the bigger picture, you understand? So, like, basically focus on the positive. That's what I'll tell anybody that is basically dealing with this uncertainty of a thing that basically creeps in my mind once in a while. Always focus on the positive. Ask yourself, what if it works out? So you understand?
Yeah, that's like it's very emotional to actually understand. Totally like reason it because people that are out there that really thought they could like, would I say, start, they eventually start and they keep on going. But then that idea of like, okay, this might not happen. Like, what if we like after all this, it's just for nothing? Like that really, like that would basically what's it called? Bring down your motivation to keep on going, your drive to want to keep on going. I mean, there are a lot of like when you were talking about this guy said it's that those podcasters that eventually make it out there after the 28 episodes are like part of the top 1%. Like that will strike someone because I mean it means that there's a lot of podcasters that eventually did not make it out of that 28 episode because in their first episode, second episode, maybe they were not seeing a lot of views, and because they were not seeing a lot of views, they were not looking at the bigger picture. They were looking at lack of views at that initial point.
They were just focusing on
this is not good. That particular video did not get views.
But if you compare to what we're always focusing on, if you just keep on shooting, there will reach a time we can get up to, like, we're always thinking bigger.
We're always thinking like there's going to be a time when we get this, so this is going to be a time when we get this. They were thinking, oh, this episode didn't get views. So what am I doing? This episode didn't get views. So they were always like in the den. Right, they were always like in that now. And then they did not like see the like foresee the future. They didn't say the bigger picture, like you said, Haggai and the water, the well and what's going analogy. But like people should start like opening their eyes to seeing a lot of like bigger things. Like, okay, for example, now I was talking to a girl today, class of mine, and then I told her that, okay, be my friend. I'm not like I was just basically joking with her, but like it got serious to a point where I said, be my friend. Like we're just joking, saying that I asked her, oh, are you my friend? She said like, yeah. She said yeah, and I'm like, okay, my friends. What my friends do is my friends tend to always like succeed, right? My friends don't like limit themselves to little things. Right. I feel like every friend that I have, I need to put that knowledge in you that you need to stop limiting yourself to just I'm in first year or I can't really go ahead with this plan that I have. I can't really do this. I can't really do that. And I put the idea of okay. She gave me an example that she does what is it called? She makes hair, but she's not that good in making. And I was like, okay, but you can sell hair, right? You can reach out to 10 different people that 10 different brands of hair and be like, I want to sell your hair in your neck
and get a particular commission on it.
And be getting commissions from the episode you make. So I was like, yo, you can do that. She was like, yes, but like, what if I don't sell? What if I don't? I'm like, yo, there's nothing like what if I don't sell? You will sell. There will be a time where you will not sell, but you just have to keep on going because eventually you will still sell. Like it's just that's just the like what even Sean. There was a time when Sean obviously wasn't getting customers, but now he's getting customers, right? That's just basically what it is. You just have to go to that part where you're not going to sell, and even after you sold let's say 100, you get to the point where you stop seeing customers for a long time, and then you have to deal with that consequence of not seeing like good enough customers maybe you are seeing 100 in a month, then you get to a point where in a month you stop seeing, you will never like, you will not see 100 in a month, you won't
Yeah.
even see at all.
Yeah.
That will be a point where you feel like, okay, I need to give up. Like, I don't think it's going to work out
Yeah,
for
but
me.
like that is now the
That
point
yeah,
where
that's
you now need to be the most
yeah,
persistent.
yeah. That's what, like, you need to be the most like the that ideal. It will eventually work out. It will continue to work out, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that I feel like that fact is even the best time, because you now go to bank on the previous years. Like, this is what I did the previous years. I did
Yeah.
this. I was able to do this. I can even do more, right? Even in trading, like, that's how it is. People that like basically play out their trades, record their trades throughout the whole year, like monthly. People like they tend to catch. They tend to give you the percentage of how much they did their winning percentage every month. And like, there'll be a month where like maybe January was in the green and February was in the green, then maybe April will not be in the green,
Yeah.
will be like a red. Then like maybe the green for March will be very very little. So you're having January like over 70%.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like every other month is having, but then you now have months like March, you have months like December, you have months like April, you have months like August, like you're having like, what's it called? No trades, or little to no trades at all, or you're having like losses all over the places during that month. Like, there's going to be during them, it's going to be like, oh guy, like this is not really, like, this is actually like hard. I don't think I'm pull up for this. That should be the particular point where you're now like, you, like, January I made this, February I did this. So if I can do this January, February, like March shouldn't scare me. I just
Yeah.
look forward to what's it called,
Yeah,
the next month.
it has
That's
something
what's
to do
basically
with
what
that
it
thing that
is.
that stoic say that I don't know the particular story, but say that if you can just it sounds bad and it might be like you get what you expect, but like if you can just put all the negative things at the front of your mind, you will almost never be disappointed. Like it's not you should always expect the negative, but
Yeah.
just like always be aware that things can
Negative.
go south. Like
Yes.
always have it in mind.
Yeah.
Things can go south. Because I mean, if things don't go south, why are you alive? Like think about it. Like sometimes we tend to feel that the world revolves around us.
Yeah, they tend to
Like it must favor us. If it doesn't favor us, we must quit.
like, they tend to feel like, oh, there isn't something called evil in the world of good. Like,
Thank you.
like that's just, but the point.
Yeah, it has to happen
Yeah,
to you.
exactly.
It must. She grab.
There's a reason why there are these opposites. There's a reason why there are these. There's a reason why in English languages there's something called opposite. There's a reason why in nature there's something called evil. There's a reason why in what's it called, the color realm, there's a reason there's white and there's black.
Yeah.
Like, there's always two sides to every. There's two sides to a coin. Like, there are probabilities, and the probabilities are 1 out of 2. Do you understand? It's either going to work out, or not work out at all. So you're just going to have to bank on the fact that, yeah, eventually it's work out. But the thing is, there is still a probability that there are going to be times where,
Yeah.
when you flip the coin, it's going to land on what tails. Maybe not the heads you expected.
Yeah.
You expected heads, and there's going to be a time when to land on tails. You just have to, like, what's it called? Like, just go with it,
Yeah, just go with
because not every time it's going to land on tails, right? It's not going to be every time it lands on tails. And even if it's going to be every time, just keep on tossing that coin until it lands on heads.
Yeah,
Do you
I
understand?
remember when I had this problem, this expectation problem, always expecting,
Yeah.
and I always try to fix it. I always try to tell myself, stop expect. But like when I now grew so much in sense, I now told myself, expect. Sure, you can understand. Just keep expecting. But when you get disappointed, don't be angry.
Yes.
And the thing, like, in a way now, it now made me to reduce the way I expect. I didn't tell myself to stop expecting. I told myself, just keep expecting.
Yeah.
Keep expecting that this person will do like this. Keep expecting that person will do like this. Keep expecting that things. I don't tell myself, but if you get disappointed, you don't have the right to get angry. You don't have the right to get emotional. It shouldn't take up your mental space, because you basically knew what you were getting into when you started expecting. And I think that is basically how the thing just died.
Yeah, I have this friend when I was in secondary school, and she's still my friend up to now. Like, she used to say, expect disappointment so you'll not be disappointed.
Yeah.
That's what she used to say. She used to tell me, just expect disappointment so you'll not be disappointed actually. And like, it's actually very, 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 like, that is what you should be doing. Like, expect success to eventually to come.
Yeah.
expect the outcome to be either success or disappointment, so that when the two comes, you will never
Yeah,
be
you
disappointed.
basically it's just like you not be all that shit.
Yeah, yeah, you know that it was eventually going to, like it was either this or that, and
Yeah,
eventually it was this. So you just have to take it and move on. Like that's just basically, if you put the idea of you good to get A in your head,
yeah,
right? Like it's not going to. There's going to be like this feeling you're going to have when you eventually don't get that A.
yeah,
You're going to be so much disappointed.
yeah,
Like that girl that she went into that like court with you guys. I remember, and she lost.
yeah,
At the
yeah,
end.
yeah,
She
yeah.
probably went to the idea of she's going to
Yeah,
win.
she's the best. Yeah, she was good. Like,
Yeah, like
hands down, she was
like
fucking
she
good.
probably go into the idea where
She's
her
going.
team is going to win,
Yeah.
and yes, it's good enough to, it's good to have that expectations for your team, but you also like understand that you're not just going, you're going to a place where even the other team is also expecting the same results
Yeah,
or the same outcome you're expecting. But now you're also going to put it back in your mind that instead of going to lose, we're going to win. Yes, what I want to is to win, but like losing doesn't stop me from basically still making efforts for the next time. Don't go your full heart thinking you're going to win. I think Napoleon Hill used to do this. Napoleon used to do, like, whenever he went for battle, he always had like flip a coin and it was always heads. He said if I flip the coin and it's heads, he's going to win. Like we're going to win the battle. And then it was like either ways, if you flip the coin, there was never a tail, so it was eventually going to land on heads. And then he would always 90, according to them 95% out of the time he always won the battle, right?
yeah.
Yes, that's good enough, right? Putting yourself, like, giving yourself high expectations, but they said 95%, so that means there's still 5%. There was still 5% of the time where he lost the battle,
lost the battle.
even doing that thing.
Yeah,
So it's just basically, you give yourself that expectation of wanting to, this is your preferred outcome, right? But also have it in mind that you're going to still lose.
yeah. You know, let's now kind of inverse it. You know, so as we were just talking, I was just thinking, like, let's now inverse it. Like, start from when good things happen,
Yeah,
right? You don't always, like, react to good things happening.
yeah,
You don't always shout.
yeah,
It's just like one thing that Andrew Tate was saying one day. I think I've told you before. It was like, he wakes up in his $10 million mansion, he doesn't shout. Enters the $7 million Lamborghini, he doesn't shout. He said, okay, even when they asked him, how did you feel when you bought your Lamborghini? He said nothing. Like, what do you expect him to feel? Happy and start shouting? That kind of person, when something bad happens to him, what do you expect him to do? Do you think that he'll feel down and depressed? You see what they always feel? Not like, yes, you should be happy when good things happen to you, but like,
don't be like, the reason why you're going to be over happy is because you only put, like, those kind of people that they only,
yes, they only put the positive side.
like, they bounce so much on the positive side,
Yeah.
which, like you said, if you exert pressure on the part where you want,
Yeah,
then it's going to expand eventually. Yes, that is very good, having your preferred outcome.
Yeah.
But then having your preferred outcome does not mean that the other outcome is like non-avoid.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, you prefer to get a yes from your client, but there is still a world where
Yes.
there will be a no.
There will be a no.
And
yes.
you should not be like so overly like thinking that is that a yes or a yes. Like,
Yes.
there's a yes or a no for a reason. There's a world where we are living where it's good or bad,
Yeah,
white or
and,
black.
and don't be entitled to. I don't know why people
Yeah.
are always so good things must just happen to me. If good things are not happening to me, something is wrong.
Exactly.
Nigga, nothing is wrong.
It's just
called
life. Thank you.
It's just called life. Nigga, nothing is wrong. Like, this is somebody like, yeah, I've not made sale. That's why I quit the business. And since I started the business, I've not got clients. Or I started playing basketball. They have never put me in a pitch. So, like, the world doesn't revolve around you. Like, is this, like, the mindset should be here. Because when you're anticipating good thing is where it's the metaphysical, like, it's inside your head.
Yes.
So like, embrace what could be and also acknowledge what is. Acknowledge that, this life is not revolving around me. This life is not like earth is not the duty of earth to make me successful. Earth will not give me everything I want. The universe will not give me everything I want.
Wow.
At the same time, also embrace the fact that, but I could be successful.
Yeah.
but I could get what I want. But I could,
Live your image, like
yeah,
live according, like use your imagination to basically like push your life. Like how would I put it? You imagine a yes from an investor,
yeah,
but then the reality is you're going to meet this investor. It doesn't mean that this yes is going to come from this investor. Like
yes,
you get,
exactly,
yeah, it's just
exactly.
eventually an investor is going to tell you yes. That means
Yes,
for you
yes,
to basically get that yes from an investor, you just have to keep on going. Even if the investor right now that you have and what's it called doesn't see that yes.
exactly.
Do
Thank
you
you.
get?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
Like is that? Yes, embrace reality, but
yeah.
sorry, embrace
Your
what could become.
yes.
Embrace your thoughts, embrace your imagination, but you can't put a time frame on it.
Yeah, you can't even like put a person like you can't.
Yeah, yeah. You can't.
You
You
can't
can't.
pick. You can't
determine
pick
who
the.
it to come from.
Yeah, you can't pick the person, the time, and the place it's going to come from.
Yeah.
But it's going to come from. That's why
Yeah.
you should have embrace, like you said, embrace the metaphysical, embrace the ideas, the mind.
That
What
it
with
could
imagination that it could happen.
Yeah,
right?
but at the same time, acknowledge reality.
Reality
that,
is it's
that,
eventually
yeah,
going to happen. So it's just that will just doing that will just make you want to keep on going. Like it
Yeah.
will not stop you from just like having to hear from somebody and then you quit him. Okay, for example, like this guy, like the biggest thing ever happened in Shark Tank history. You know Shark Tank now?
yeah, yeah,
And that
yeah,
investor
yeah,
that
yeah,
basically
yeah.
I told you about it, like he
The doorbell
the
guy.
doorbell. He said he went to them with no sales, but still went to pitch the idea. And they said your idea is so good. But it shows that nobody really wants to buy because you're not having any sales. And they
Yeah.
can't invest in a business where it doesn't show they can't see an upside to, right?
Yeah.
This guy left. Any businessman would have left with the mindset that my business is not good enough. Let
Yeah,
me
my
close up
business field.
and fail.
Yeah.
And just basically go and look for something else to do. This guy went, looked at his problems and refurbished it, and then he changed the name and made it more branded, like made it
Yeah, like
yeah,
something customer like
yeah, customer. It's something called, he called it Ring. The next minute, he was seeing sales,
Yeah.
right? He was seeing sales. Investors like Shaq O'Neal and some other NBA guys invested in the business, and this business he went on to sell it for over 1.6 yes,
billion
1.6 billion dollars. And like now, like after selling it for 1.6 billion, he is the first ever like salesman on Shark Tank
Yeah.
to ever come back,
And
not as a
be
salesman but as a shark.
yeah.
So like that's like the moon. That's like he always had the idea that there's eventually going to be a yes.
Yeah.
Somebody out there is still going to say yes to investing in his business. He might not have been the shark, but if he went there thinking that it was going to be one of the sharks, then he was going to eventually go there and get the answer he got, and after going there, coming out, he's going to basically like stop the business. Do you understand? But then he didn't go there with the idea that it was going to be one of the sharks. He just wanted the idea that there's an investor that is going to say yes to him. Do you understand? And then he went to try his luck on Shark Tank. And yes, it didn't work out
on Shark Tank.
But eventually it worked out with other investors. People saw the upside to the business.
Yeah, and they invested.
And that's just basically like the idea you need to have. Embrace your imaginations. You are one day going to make it.
Yeah.
That mind of yours is telling you, yes, you're going to make it. But it doesn't mean that because your mind is telling you you're going to make it, you have made it. Reality is still going to set you apart from that imagination. It's going to tell you, bro, this is where you are still, and this is what you have to embrace your reality. You have to also accept what reality is telling you, and just keep on moving forward to achieving that thing that is that is basically you're calling your imagination and making it your reality.
Yeah. You know, there's something that Vusi said that I just remember this. I saw it a very long time ago, but I just remember today during lecture. I just remembered it, and the guy said he was just telling one guy. I didn't watch the full video, but like it was real. I had the thing started. He was just telling the guy, "Don't sweat it, man. The products failed. You didn't fail.
Yeah.
Understand? The business failed. You didn't fail. Like the product is what failed, not you. Like relax. Like actually relax. Like he said he's telling this thing to a lot of people. Relax. And what brought it back to my mind was when a lecturer was like, "You will fail." Wow. I've forgotten what she was saying. She said something blah 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 blah. She's not like, "You will fail." It not came to my mind. I was not like, it's not them that is failing. The course just failed. They just failed the course. Yeah. Not them that is the failure.
Yeah,
like I don't know why like yesterday inside class, I had to go back to one of my chats with ChatGPT to ask when I asked it the 10 types of intelligence. And academic intelligence is one of them. But like, it's like if you don't know academics, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't talk about this thing, but like, let me just talk about it. Okay, today during lecture, she was like, some people here don't know the meaning of reciprocal or something pronoun. Like, and you call yourself you want. I was like, in my head I was like, yeah, I don't know it, but like I know things. Like, academic intelligence is not the only type of intelligence. You understand? And it's that kind of thing that'll make them to stand somebody up in class, basically disgrace him and be like, you're in year one. You don't know this type of pronoun. You don't know what pronoun is. And you won at your age, old man like you, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Maybe now let's just use myself as an example now, and then everybody will not be like, this guy is an ET. But you don't know that this guy understands branding, this guy understands business, this guy understands tax, this guy understands this, you understand that, you understand that.
What it takes to basically make it in life.
Yes. Like academic intelligence is not the only type of intelligence. So like,
yeah, but Michelle, actually, what's reciprocal?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Like, honestly, my mind, I don't know. And if she stood me up at that point, like if she stood me up at that point, I was like, she did define it. No, like I'm saying, if she did define it, I won't know it. And then she will now basically insult me and tell me that I don't know anything. I mean, you won. How can I know what reciprocal pronoun is? This, that. But like, you don't basically know what I know.
Like, that's just like, see, today in my class today, this woman was like, somebody said, Omar, you didn't even put rate advance like during the calculation. She now said yes, you're going to pass this course. And in my mind I was like, yes, sharp. She said, like, it's not because she said that she's going to eventually pass the course. Like, you cannot be banking on just like that knowledge that person has to pass that course. Like, how do I put it? There's a level to where people need to start thinking, okay, just because he says this thing doesn't mean he has a good knowledge about that thing. And you cannot be banking on you passing just because of what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, this thing comes to my head just now. Like, it's a knowledge. It's just basically something that you knew, right? You know, you said something.
Yeah.
But then people now just start assuming that yes, this guy is actually smart. This guy actually this guy actually that. But you cannot be assuming somebody is this or somebody is that just based on one of the thoughts this person is. Like, just based on one sentence this person made. You cannot just think, this person is like, this guy is smart or this guy is that, and you just basically start thinking so highly of somebody that eventually that person doesn't know anything. Yeah, it's good for the person that the person was able to carry himself in a certain way, but you as the person now will just basically be thinking that yes, this person is sharp. I can rely on this person. I can rely on that person. Then then when eventually the person says something that's off, you now like basically start saying, I thought this guy was.
I thought this guy was
exactly
because you had expectations for the guy.
Exactly. You give people expectations that they need to meet up without actually knowing their capabilities and their capacity. Like you like that's are the kind of things you what's it called, you give them. And then when she do that girl she says she's going to pass the course. When she doesn't pass the course, how do you think she's going to feel? Like,
thank you. Yes. And like that kind of thing now, you basically put the positive in her mind. Yes. And of course everybody wants to pass courses. So she's going to keep on anticipating, oh my god, I'm going to pass this course. Oh my god, I'm going to pass this. Oh my god, I'm going to, like the lecturer herself said I will pass it.
And
so
then, of course I'll pass it. When she doesn't pass the course,
like how now basically feel destroyed.
Yes, it's like she basically, because now you put this pressure, like this you've like given her this like criteria to meet, and then without even knowing the capabilities and the capacities that she has, whether she has the capability to basically meet up that criteria, you don't
like there's something that I used to see in movies, especially animes, that they used to do a lot. For example, let's say somebody is leveling up, somebody is doing better, whether at fighting or anything. The person that is training him won't say it to the person. They always say it in their mind. So you grab to just basically keep that person down to earth. Let the person not be floating and be like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to those, that kind of vibe.
So like people should stop placing expectations on people, rather place expectations on like the kind of expectations you want people to meet. Not like you cannot see Michelle now and say Michelle himself has to be this that, sharp, that. Exactly. You can say yes, I would need somebody that has this certain criteria. But Michelle should not be the person that has to meet up the criteria.
Yeah.
Like you can't force Michelle to meet up that criteria. He's eventually not the. It just basically means that Michelle is not the person that has to meet up. That is basically like like he's not the person you need or you want.
Yeah.
Right? You get to know who Michelle is first before you start giving Michelle like before you start fixing that. Like, okay, does he have this? Does he have that? Does he have that? Does he have? He doesn't. Okay, I can't go further in this. It's like a relationship. Do you understand? I need a man that will take care of me. I need a man this. But because of maybe you now like see Michelle or see me as a person now, and then you're not thinking, okay, he is the man I need.
Yeah.
This man, he's the person that will buy me a Benz, buy me a this, buy me a wig, buy me a ba.
Yeah.
Then take care of me. And because it is me, maybe based on maybe my first how I basically gifted you or something like that. So you now like, yes, this man I love, this man I this, without actually getting to know who, like what I am, like the capabilities that I have, that kind of thing. And then when you go further in the relationship and I'm not able to meet all the criteria, like it just ends.
Yeah, it just ends.
It ends and you're looking for who to blame.
Yeah.
Just you're not basically looking for who to blame.
But who was at fault? Your own expectations.
On the person, right?
Yeah.
You place expectation on someone that you never actually knew the capability and capacity the person has.
Yeah. And then the thing about just having expectations but not placing it on anybody is I'll just link it back to that thing that I told myself. Have your expectations.
Exactly.
When somebody meets it, do not be disappointed. Do not be angry. Do not lash out at the person. Do not do anything stupid because of somebody didn't meet your expectations. Just leave it. Somebody else might.
It's just basically what we're saying here, like the investor and like the Shark Tank, the whole analogy basically. He did not place that yes from them, or he didn't place that yes or from an investor on the Shark Tanks.
Yeah.
Because if he did, he would have been finished. He would have thought, oh, his life this is the end of my life.
Yeah.
Right? Because he expected the Shark Tanks to say yes, but then the Shark Tanks did not say yes. So where exactly is he going to move forward? Do you understand? So he just said yes, there's going to be an investor out there that will say yes to my business. Then eventually it wasn't Shark Tank. But you saw that he kept on moving.
Yeah, he kept on moving. Yeah.
Which means he had an expectation.
Yeah.
But the Shark Tank
But he didn't place it on anybody.
But he did not exactly. He didn't place it on anybody. He had an expectation for himself, and the Shark Tank did not meet the expectation. But it did not disappoint him.
Yeah, he just kept on going.
Exactly.
Have your expectation, but don't place it on anybody.
Today he's like worth almost $1 billion or something.
Yeah.
So like that's basically what it is. We don't place expectation on people. Have your own expectations. So that even if someone doesn't meet this expectation,
you're okay. You're not going to look less on someone because this person didn't meet your expectations. You understand?
And look at just basically look at that, like the one I gave you about that teacher and the student. The teacher just basically told that person she's going to pass the course.
Yeah.
And then now you're putting pressure on that person now to meet that criteria. Do you know how finished that person would feel if she eventually doesn't meet up with that criteria? Do you know the emotional trauma the person is going to go through, the psychological trauma she's going to go through? Do you know how people like now everybody in the class is placing their eyes on what she could get, like how she's going to do, and eventually when she doesn't meet, like they'll just basically turn out to be ITK, nobody did the ITK for class, nobody did this one, nobody did that. Exactly. So it's just like now you put this condition on them, and if they're not able to meet the condition, now people are going to look at them as this one don't know anything now. Like people are going to start giving them that stigma. ITK. You know about something class, but you don't know anything. Because the teacher has basically told her she's going to pass the course because of what she said or what she did. Do you understand?
Who knows? She decided to read for the first time in her life yesterday night, and that's what she saw on the board.
Yeah, that was she saw on the board. And like now you're now giving her that expectation that she has to basically have to pass the course. And if she doesn't now pass the course, people are now going to know. And when they find out, they're just going to be like, yo, ITK. And there's going to be this trauma she's going to basically live with throughout her life.
Yeah,
exactly. So these are the kind of things you could like basically people are going to feel if you're going to place conditions on people. So people like you guys need to start learning things about imagination and reality.
Because like if you could love the way Jesus loves unconditionally. We love conditionally. Like I think this thing is very, very crazy. Like it's actually be funny, it's actually be kind of very funny, and to find out that some people, in fact most people's parents love them conditionally, not unconditionally. Like one day decide not to do what they expected you to do. One day decide to just take that path, and you see the way they react to you. You know that like the whole shit that has been happening your whole life was conditional love. Like it's actually funny. I was reading it in one book this morning. Like it's not the first time I'm seeing it, sha. Like conditional love, like you're not supposed to love people conditionally. Okay, for example, now I don't like making it. Okay, there's this lecturer, right, a female lecturer, and she was like, if you want me to be happy with you, make your A's. She grab conditional love. That is just the perfect definition of conditional love. She will love you not because you are a person, you are a unique human being created by God, not because you have innate skills that can be harnessed if put in the right environment.
Yeah.
She will love you only if you get an A
Meet up with that criteria.
in her course.
Yeah.
This is just like it's just the hardcore definition of this person loves you conditionally, and that is not how we are meant to love people. Look at it, like I said, have your expectations good and fine. When people don't meet up with it, don't label them, because like nobody came to this world to appease you. See, grab, nobody came inside this world to basically appease you. Like you only love your student if they get an A.
The lecturers tend to hate students or have bad
yes relationship
attraction
with
to
students
students because maybe previously in their set in the previous set of that department, let's say, like, for example, let me just use like the common one everybody knows, marketing departments.
Yeah.
Like the previous sets have been filling their courses, maybe psychology for example.
Yeah.
Then you had the first psychology class, a lecturer comes in and says, like, starts to
basically
insult
hammer on marketing. Yeah, I
students.
was there.
Basically insulting these people based on the things that their previous sets did. Yes, maybe these sets might not be any different from them, but it doesn't necessarily mean you now have to just symbolize them as this bad egg.
No, see, look at what that thing did. It basically just put this thing, it basically whispered this thing into their brain. Marketing
It's not good enough.
fails psychology. Marketing, he basically just whispered it into their brain, right? And it's not harnessed in reality. And like sometimes the reality we see is what we just created. And then like, okay, you threw what happened at last set with this present set of marketing, right?
Yeah.
Then it rewired their brains and they gave you what you gave.
You expect I think you expect a different. You're expecting a different result.
Yeah.
But then it's just going to be eventually the same because you're the one that eventually created it in the beginning.
Yeah, you don't agree.
By whispering that idea of they're not good enough. So because that not good enough, it basically just sinks down into their mind.
Yeah.
And then they eventually give you the results.
They'll just give you like the
results
they give you what they give. What
you give them. And then when it eventually happens, you're not thinking that this is not what I expected now.
Yes.
You now basically carry that same like feeling to the next set and tell them your previous set too did not do well. Market student, bam, them too, they also take it and it will sink down again and they'll give you that same result. And then you just be hating and be looking for who to blame. I'm blaming market student.
Yeah, like it's nice. So like when there's a pattern occurring in your life, when there's a particular pattern occurring, it is internal, it is not external. See, grab, like when something is always reoccurring, you say don't be like you sit back and check yourself.
Yeah,
you understand? Like you know there was this story I heard. There was a disease happening like mid 1900s in America. They called it the black bed of childbirth. You've heard of it?
Yeah.
Like every woman that gives birth will die. Every woman that gives birth will die. It became so reoccurring. Happened for 50 years in a row that they had to give it a name. Like it became a disease. Like everyone that gives birth to die. Then they kept on studying the corpses, checking what is killing the woman. It's not external, it's internal. The midwife are not washing their hand. And there was a doctor, I've forgotten his name, something Polonian or something like that. He said that people are not washing your hands. Yeah. He said, guy, you're dumb. Then it continues for 30 years. You're not like, okay, let's give what this guy said all those years ago a try.
Okay.
And the first time they gave it a try, the first woman after they gave it a try that gave birth didn't die. Like they just a stupid cycle that you could have. Like it's not always external. The problem is not if you're seeing something always reoccurring in your life.
No.
It's not always external. People cannot understand you. Every time 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 Guy, if people cannot understand you, if everybody's saying that you are too this, you are too that, you are too that, you are too that, guy, sometimes look at yourself and be like, okay, this thing is actually me. So you grab. It's not everything that is happening in your life is not external.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you try and fix yourself because when you now fix it internally, it's just like the external is just basically a mirror. See grab. So when you fix it internally, it's just going to start showing in the external. It's just going to show, okay, yeah, you've solved the problem, so it's going to show you're still seeing the same results. It means that you have not fixed the problem. You understand?
True. Like that's just basically the truth. Like start checking from the internal because Michael said people tend to see a surface or what is within. Like people tend to see what is
Exactly.
like the surface of everything that you basically portray is just from within. Right? You can't think that okay. Like if your mind is shaped in the ideal in the ideology that like I am limited to a lot of things and that's why I cannot move past this certain like it will tend to show from the outside. People will tend to see that you're not a progressive person. You're just someone that's always passive. You're just never like ready to move to the next level. And then
Yeah.
you might think, why you people always never putting me in this like um this if you guys are about to do something, you guys are never what's it called?
Yeah.
Carry me along.
Yeah.
They've basically seen you as that person that doesn't like progressing. You just always passive. You never like wanting to push further.
Yeah.
And you might not ask yourself why do you not always
Yeah.
what's
They are
carrying me along?
wicked for not carrying me
Yeah,
along. But like,
but like it's just basically what is within. And if it's not just one person at the same, if it's the multiple people, the people that know you, right? People that they don't see you just like they know you, and like they eventually never involve you in this kind of things. It's just time to look for me and I'm like yo, like then there's a problem, bro. There's a problem,
yeah.
and that problem has to come from within. And the only person that can change it is not your friend that will advise you to change it, or it's not that friend that will tell you, okay, now start following me to do this. Oh, it's basically you that will basically give yourself that's like that drive that basically
Yeah.
refurbish your mindset and be like, yo, I need to start thinking in like future things. I need to start basically creating stuff. I need to start basically forging ahead. I need to start buckling up and pushing for them, basically pushing
Yeah.
for them and being progressive. So that's basically what it is. You guys learn how to be progressive. You guys learn how to start be thinking about the possibilities of why people tend to say this about you.
Yeah.
Stop looking for who to blame other than yourself. Right? Start blaming yourself more. If you start blaming yourself more often about things,
Yeah.
you start to see that okay, there's going to be progression in your life.
Like seriously, guy. Like seriously.
There's going to be like progression in your life.
This is going like when you start blaming yourself, like when you get comfortable with saying, okay, this shit is my fault. Let's fix it. Like you've put yourself on another plane, guy.
Yeah.
Like I think last year I wrote a lot of exams, so I read a lot of books. I did a lot of lessons. But my greatest discovery 2024
Mm.
was that it is your fault. Jesus Christ. Like it first sounds, what do you mean by it's my fault? But just calm down. Don't argue with this.
Yeah.
Just tell yourself that the reason I'm broke is my fault. The reason I have a physique I don't like is my fault. The reason why things are not going well is my fault. You're going to begin to love yourself. Like you're going to begin to love your life because you're going to start taking actions every day to fix things. Like this thing you just said, basically like it's just it. Even if you don't know any self-improvement, anything, even if you're not, just keep on telling yourself that it is your fault, guy.
Yeah.
It is not Nigeria's fault. It is not Tinubu's fault. It's not your lecturer's fault. It is just your fault. Like,
You're asking why is Nigeria not good?
why is Nigeria not good?
You blame the government. Yeah, they have their own choice to blame. But the truth is, you're unemployed because you lack the ideology. You lack you don't have the knowledge. You did not have the knowledge, or maybe you saw you had the knowledge, but you
Yes.
failed to adhere to that knowledge
Yes.
of creating a skill for yourself.
Thank you.
And being able to create opportunities for yourself
Thank
and
you.
for people.
Imagine this thing happens now. You finish school, you don't have a job, and then instead of going, Nigeria is fucked. You tell yourself, I don't have any skill in high demand. You open ChatGPT, 10 skills that are in high demand. You learn AI prompt engineering. you learn it, you have a skill that is in high demand, you start helping businesses, you brand yourself, you make money. Like that is it. Like that is the power of telling yourself that this shit is my fault, guy. Stop blaming other, because the thing about blaming other people, that it's very, very sweet.
Yeah.
Like just personal responsibility. Like it means that, okay, I'm no longer responsible, just take it. But you don't know that as you're giving somebody the power to say, like you're saying that I don't have this thing because of this person. You're also telling that person that, you're also telling yourself that, okay, I can never have this thing because of this person. So you grab. I can never have this thing because of this person. So like that, I think that is just the single-handed thing that it changed my life, guy. Like, bro, like the thing basically puts me on this new plane. Like, so I think maybe even if you're not doing any self-improvement thing, even if you've not learned anything from anybody, just get this one thing. Tell yourself that it's your fault, guy.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. I know you're like, what do you mean by it's my fault? But just calm down and just tell yourself it is my fault, and sit with that thought for like 5 minutes. Like, when you tell yourself it is your fault, you have indirectly
conquered that problem.
Thank you. Giving yourself, okay, since I'm the person that created this problem, I have the power to create the solution to this problem. It is not Nigeria. It is not your uncle. It is not this or that or that. Bro, it is you.
It's your fault, bro.
I
mean, that's basically what this podcast is all about, saying the truth.
Just tell yourself the truth.
Just tell yourself the truth, man.
So yeah, I think that's all for this, this topic. This topic was actually
sharp.
Very sharp, actually, yeah.
So, but let me just chip in. I think we've said it before. We've been saying this for a while now.
Yeah.
Most of all these things we say here is never like scripted or thought about like other podcasts. Like,
yeah,
we never tend to script or any. We've never done it.
Yeah, we don't think we ever do. Yeah, we just wake up or I just need to have a less podcast.
Like, I think we need to talk about like how our like what we do before we
like behind the scenes of the podcast.
Yeah. We never script all these things.
Yeah.
And like there was a particular time when me and Che, we literally said like, when he said things are going to go sideways and south, and you said something is wrong with your life, I was like, no, bro, it is life. We said it like it is life. Like I remember when we said life, and we just basically said that thing that
yeah.
Like this is things that we did not think. We
didn't think of it.
We did not think to say it.
We were just downstairs now eating shy. 10 minutes later, while he is recording podcast, we didn't like script any shit.
Most of all these things it will never be scripted. I don't think we will ever script a podcast show.
Yeah.
So you just basically like, guy, why you guys are listening to core real truths, real facts. Like, this is from the heart. This is not from like any book or any. This is just what we've thought of, what we've seen, what we understand, what we've observed. I'm just giving you straight raw facts. And bro, just follow. Like, just that's what we're asking. Follow. We're asking for follow and share. Like, bro,
just share. Like if if this shit helped you, so grab. If this shit helped you, share. But if this shit didn't help you, okay, good and fine. We'll up our game and stuff like that. But like,
if you feel like there's a lot of things we need to basically learn. We believe that there's a lot of things we basically need to learn.
Yeah.
Please, like, comment section.
Yeah. I mean, what 16-year-old guy? Like, we don't basically know everything.
Exactly. Like, bro.
Yeah. So remember, just the point of this topic was to tell you what the hardest part of our journey is. Our comment section is always open.
And if you don't know, if there was a pause like towards the end of this thing. Like, these are the problems we face.
Yes. So like, somebody came inside to tell us chin. Like, so it's something crazy, guys.
So you need to like this. You guys need to just very show us love by liking
actually,
and sharing and basically following. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Exactly.
So our comment box is always open. So tell us what is the hardest part of the journey, and maybe in our next podcast, something like that, we'll talk about it. See you on the next episode. Peace out.